What a night in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. The Golden State Warriors just pulled off one of the most insane overtime wins of the season, and the entire basketball world is still buzzing about it. But what really has everyone talking right now isn't just the Warriors' thrilling finish, it's what happened after the game. Jimmy Butler's shocking message to Steph Curry that has absolutely blown up across the league and social media. This isn't your typical friendly exchange between stars. No, this was something deeper, something that has fans wondering if there's more behind the words Butler sent to Curry after the final buzzer. So let's set the stage. The Golden State Warriors, fighting to climb back into playoff contention, went head-to-head against one of the toughest Eastern Conference teams, and this matchup turned into an instant classic. Curry, as usual, was in vintage form, draining impossible threes, dancing around defenders, and doing everything to keep his team alive. It was the kind of game that reminds you why Steph Curry is still the face of Golden State and one of the most electrifying players the NBA has ever seen. The game went down to the wire. With just seconds left on the clock in regulation, the Warriors were down by 3. Everyone in the building knew who was going to take the shot: Steph Curry. The Miami defense swarmed him, Jimmy Butler switched onto him, and yet somehow, Curry found the tiniest bit of daylight and launched one of his signature rainbow threes from way beyond the arc. Swish. Tie game. Chase Center exploded. Overtime. And in overtime, Curry didn't slow down. He took over, hitting another pair of deep threes, setting up his teammates, and locking in defensively. It was a statement performance, the kind that reminds everyone he's still one of the most clutch players in the world. The Warriors walked away with a hard-fought win, but what came next turned that victory into something far bigger. As the teams exchanged post-game handshakes, cameras caught a brief but intense interaction between Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. Butler leaned in close, said something directly to Curry's ear, then smiled and walked off. Curry nodded, laughed a little, and said something back. It seemed friendly on the surface, but then the internet did what it always does. Within minutes, fans were analyzing the footage, zooming in, reading lips, and trying to figure out what Butler had actually said. And then it happened. Jimmy Butler himself broke the silence. He took to Instagram shortly after the game and posted a story that sent shockwaves across the NBA. The post showed a picture of Curry walking off the court, with a caption that read, "They still don't know what's coming. Respect greatness while you can," followed by a wink emoji and the hashtag #RealTalk. That single message had fans going wild. What did he mean? Was Butler hinting at something bigger? A future team-up? A rivalry heating up? Or was it a challenge, a message of respect and warning rolled into one? Sports media picked it up instantly. ESPN analysts started debating it on live TV. Some believed Butler was simply showing admiration for Curry's performance, acknowledging that what Steph is doing at his age, still carrying the Warriors through tight games, is nothing short of legendary. But others took it differently. They argued that Butler's tone and that "they still don't know what's coming" line hinted at something deeper, maybe even something that involves him and Curry in the future. Now remember, this isn't the first time Jimmy Butler has dropped mysterious messages like this. He's known for being cryptic, especially when it comes to his respect and rivalry with other stars. In the past, he's posted similar things before making shocking moves or after huge games. But this one felt different. The emotion of the game, the tension, and the respect between these two superstars, it all came together in one powerful moment. And according to reports from people close to the Warriors' locker room, Curry saw the post shortly after it went up and his reaction was pure class. He laughed, said he appreciated the respect, and told reporters, "Jimmy's a real one. He competes, he talks, and he means what he says. That's why everyone in the league respects him." But fans weren't done speculating. Some started pushing a wild theory. What if Butler's message wasn't just about the game? What if he was hinting at something involving the Warriors? With the NBA trade landscape shifting constantly, some fans actually started asking whether Butler could ever see himself teaming up with Curry in the future. And while that sounds crazy on the surface, crazier things have happened in the NBA. The idea of Jimmy Butler joining the Warriors has popped up in rumors before, especially after Golden State showed interest in adding another veteran star to help Curry chase one last championship. Butler's mentality, toughness, and defensive leadership would fit perfectly with the Warriors' culture, and his relationship with Curry has always been one of deep mutual respect. They've faced off in fierce battles, but there's always been that underlying sense that they admire each other's grind and competitiveness. And let's be honest, if there's one player in the league who matches Curry's relentless work ethic, it's Jimmy Butler. Both are obsessed with winning, both are ultra-disciplined, and both play with heart every single night. That's why this message resonated so deeply. It wasn't just about one game, it felt like two warriors acknowledging each other's fire. After the post went viral, Butler followed up with another surprising comment during his post-game interview. When asked about Curry's performance, he said, "That dude's unreal. He makes you believe anything is possible on the court. I got nothing but respect for him. But trust me, this story ain't over yet." That last line, "this story ain't over yet," was all fans needed to go into overdrive. It sounded like a teaser, a promise, and maybe even a challenge rolled into one. Social media exploded again, with fans debating whether Butler was referring to a potential playoff rematch, or something else brewing between the two stars. Meanwhile, Curry, always humble and grounded, brushed off the speculation. When reporters brought up Butler's comment, Curry just smiled and said, "Jimmy's a competitor. He pushes everyone to be better. That's what I love about the league, the respect comes from the battles. That's how it should be." Behind the scenes, sources close to both players revealed that Curry and Butler have developed a quiet friendship over the years. They text occasionally, share workout advice, and both respect the grind it takes to stay elite in today's NBA. Butler's message, according to some insiders, was less about competition and more about legacy, a reminder that the era of players like Curry and Butler is still far from over, no matter what the doubters say. And that's what makes this story so powerful. In a league filled with egos and drama, this was a moment of genuine respect, two superstars acknowledging each other not as rivals, but as warriors fighting the same battle in different uniforms. It's the kind of moment that defines eras and reminds fans why they fell in love with the game in the first place. But let's not ignore one more twist. Late last night, Jimmy Butler liked a tweet that said Curry and Butler on the same team would break the NBA. Fans caught it instantly, screenshot it, and started tagging both players. Butler unliked it later, but the internet never forgets. That small action added even more fuel to the fire. Could Butler be teasing something? Could there be a future where he joins the Warriors? It sounds impossible, but remember, the NBA has a history of shocking us when we least expect it. Even Warriors insiders admitted that the idea of pairing Curry with someone like Butler is intriguing. Butler brings a different kind of energy, that relentless mentality, that leadership, that grit. Combine that with Curry's shooting and vision, and you'd have one of the most unstoppable duos in basketball. For now, though, this story is about respect. It's about Jimmy Butler recognizing greatness in the moment, even in defeat. His message wasn't just a compliment, it was a statement. A reminder that real competitors admire each other, even when they're on opposite sides. The NBA world is still talking, fans are still dissecting every word, and both players are already looking ahead. But one thing is for sure, Butler's message to Curry after that overtime win wasn't just about one night. It was about legacy, brotherhood, and the shared fire that drives the game's greatest competitors. So whether you're a Warriors fan, a Heat fan, or just a lover of basketball, you can't deny it. Moments like this are what make the NBA special. The respect, the rivalries, the emotion. Jimmy Butler's message may have shocked the world, but deep down, it reminded us all why these players are legends in the making. And as for what comes next? Well, Butler said it best, this story ain't over yet. Because in the NBA, especially when it comes to stars like Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, it never really is.